Hey everyone, so every time that I've used Mega Scizor this generation, I use a support set with like knockoff or defog. However, today I wanted to mix it up, so we're actually using Swords Dance, and I want to put on some pressure with this Pokemon, ideally win a game with it, but in case we can't, we also do have U-Turn, and we can bring out Feeny and Ogerpon. To pressure Moltres, that's the main one that walls Scizor usually, so we can definitely put in some work there. What I'm going to do here is lead off with my... I'm really worried about Hydreigon lead, so let's lead Feeny. As it ends up being Seismitoad, could just be going for a knockoff right away. I think I'm going to go for a taunt in case it's Stealth Rocks here though, and then we'll move on from there. I really do think they would knock off first. So maybe I can just Nature's Madness them. As they bring out Venusaur, so this thing wants to click Synthesis, right? I guess it could Giga Drain, which would be annoying. But I think I'll taunt it just because I don't want it healing here. As they try to Synthesis, nice. And now we can bring out Zapdos on the Giga Drain and make sure they're not recovering any health. This thing being low is super huge. It looks like they might not have Giga Drain, so that's also really good for me. I just realized I don't have a Hurricane. So I guess I'll go for a double into Feeny, predicting the Rhyperior. There we go. And we can click Nature's Madness here again. I do got to be careful with this thing's health because it's my counter to Hydreigon. So this might go for Nightshade. Maybe Will-O-Wisp. I'm going to knock off its Eviolite here. Hope it doesn't Pain Split me. That's the one thing I would hate to see. Let's see right now. Yeah, it is just Nightshade, but we can take that once, and... I don't know if Moonblast KOs. I would love to stay in and find out, but if I take too much damage, Hydreigon is a problem. Yeah, I think I gotta switch this out here, and maybe go Goldengo, as they Pain Split nice. So that would have been a mistake to stay in. Allows me to freely throw off a Shadow Ball now. They might just sack this off. They might go out into their Seismitoad. Yeah, there it is. And we actually do quite a bit. I think they would want to get up rocks here, so I'm going to Shadow Ball again. Just to put on some more pressure. I don't want them to get turns for free. Yeah, there's the rocks. And by doing this, they either have to basically sack a Pokemon or go Hydreigon and take damage. So that's what they're going to opt to do. That took no damage at all. Are you like bulky somehow? Gonna go Feeny. As they end up going for U-turn. So, I mean, Feeny's really low now. I don't know if I can really use it as a Hydreigon counter. I think I'm just gonna try to taunt this. I really don't want this healing. That's my biggest thing. So they end up just Sludge Bombing me there. Should we get it really low with Nature's Madness and then put on pressure with Ogerpon? I think that's the play. If I miss this, I might lose because it's not going to be in range, but we do land it. As they go for Hidden Power. Okay, so I don't know what they were predicting. Scizor maybe, but I'm not really going to switch that in, let's be honest. Moonblasted here. As they sack off the Seismitoad. Okay, so pretty happy with all of that. The main mon that I'm afraid of right now is the Blaziken. I don't know if I can beat the Blaziken because my Zapdos doesn't have the Hurricane. But I'm hoping Great Tusk can take that on if necessary. We might have a 50-50 scenario where I scout for the Z move. I guess we can find out if this would live or not. Let's go ahead and Moonblast it. Yeah, it would have lived, so that Pain Split earlier would have been really bad. Goes right for the Trick Room, wow. Maybe I should have taunted, anticipating that, but who is going to be taking advantage of the Trick Room? Rhyperior? I can just stall out Trick Room turns right now by going for Nature's Madness, but I think I just take my KO, I'm going to be honest, and let them do their thing with the Rhyperior. It's fine. I would love to get my Hazard Control off to bring Ogerpon back into the game. I think Sturdy Ogerpon is how I beat the Blaziken in the end, so right here we really got to decide. I'm going to go Scizor and Bullet Punch, I think, and sack that. Just because I don't think they would Fire Punch here. I don't care about your Power Up Punch, that's fine. Go ahead and knock out a couple Pokemon. Actually, the correct way to do this is sack Feeny and then come back in and Bullet Punch. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Because that way I only have to sack Feeny instead of sacking another Mon. So we can go ahead and knock this out, get our Rapid Spin off, and then hopefully Ogerpon can clean it up for us. That's kind of what I'm looking at here. Why did I do 0%? This thing with Solid Rock is actually pretty bulky, huh? We'll go ahead and hit him again right now. Goes for Power Up Punch. I really don't understand why they're doing all this, because they're just weakening themselves for later. Doesn't make any sense to me. Is now the time to rapid spin? If I can live the hit, then I would say yeah, but I don't know if I live +2 Earthquake. Let's find out, I guess. Great Tusk into Rhyperior. If I can type Rhyperior out, there we go. Earthquake actually doesn't KO, maybe. If I were max attack, it still doesn't KO. So I can go Great Tusk, Rapid Spin, live any hit, and then still get the KO, it looks like. Let's go ahead and do that. I really need to live this turn, otherwise we're in a tough spot. Looks like we're going to be able to, though. Yeah, we ate that up. Wow. Great Tusk. I forgot how good this Pokemon is. I would love to try to spin again because I think it's Scarf Hydreigon, but I don't think that's going to happen. I believe at this point I get up rocks and win with Golden Go plus Ogerpon is what I should be doing. Or I KO and let them KO me with Hydreigon. That's the other idea. I guess we'll do that. Because they can't go Venusaur here, it dies. Hydreigon has to come in and either Dark Pulse or Draco. And then I gotta not get flinched with Ogerpon is the idea. If you could just not be Scarfed, that would be great. As you're not, so I'm just gonna win the game with Great Tusk. I don't know what their Hydreigon was then, maybe Specs. But then this team has like no speed control outside of the Blaziken endgame, so they're gonna try to double Protect here. If they have it, but they don't even have Protect. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this team, but we're going to go ahead and sweep with Great Tusk, even though I tried to set up other Pokemon in the back, so I'll take it, I guess. We have another game, so I do see potential for Great Tusk to maybe Z-move one of these two flying types. That would be very good for me. However, we have to be really scared of this Pursuit Tyranitar plus a Lele core they have going on. Definitely don't like that. I wish I had knock off on my Ogerpon for Aegislash, but we'll just have to do without it, I guess. Okay, let's lead off with... We'll go Great Tusk lead, just because if they lead Lele, I would love to lead Golden Go, but I don't want to get Pursuit trapped so early. We'll just go Golden Go lead. As it ends up being Lando, this might be their only Stealth Rocker, but it could be the Scarfer too. I'm just going to bring out Zapdos as they U-turn. Static there would have been really nice, but what I'm going to do here is calc whether or not that was Scarf damage or not. Zapdos into... I have to put in, what is it, defensive Lando and see whether it would have done less. Yeah, so it looks like they did what? 8.4, so they're probably Scarfed. Okay. Let's Volt Switch out here. I would think that they go for Rocks here, or maybe Pursuit if they want. Hopefully not Ice Beam. Okay, this is tricky because now they know that I'm, the Z-move set, so I'm going to go for Stealth Rocks. They might stay in just because they know I'm Z-move, but Urshifu is like the mid-ground, so... They can try that. They do just go Zapdos, which generally doesn't run max speed. So I'm just going to go for this right here and see how much it does. Probably doesn't kill. I crit them. That probably mattered, yeah. I mean, they definitely live if they're defensive there. Alright, really big, but we do get to get the Z-move KO. Do I value Golden Go? It's nice to spam Mega Drain with it because that pressures their Pursuit Trapper. Do I see Scizor winning this one? I think Scizor probably isn't winning this one either just because they have Terrain plus... I guess it could SD on the rest and maybe win, but they have Aegislash too. They go ahead and disconnect, so I don't know if that's because they were unhappy about that or if their internet just gave out. That is Spec Psychic though, so I'm going to go ahead and U-turn here. And if this player wants to continue playing, I'll go ahead and continue the video, otherwise we'll move on to the next one. We have another one right here, that other player didn't come back. I played like a 15-minute stall game in between, and I was about to win, and then I missed Nature's Madness into Chansey twice, so I decided I'm not going to put that in the video, it's just going to take up half the time for no reason. Let's go ahead and play against this team right here with Mega Aerodactyl and see what we can do. I'll lead off with Scarf Golden Go, just because it puts on pressure. I was going to say onto a lot, but unfortunately this thing, I have to go Zapdos on and hope I don't get crit. They actually go Iron Treads, so I can just Heat Wave here and do some work. Then we can go for Defog and get rid of the hazards. They might opt to Knock Off, but they just go hard into Kyurem. I guess we can scout for whether it's Specs or not, but they don't normally carry HP Fire, so I would rather just go Scizor and U-turn. Oh, this is also fine. Don't Flame Body me, because I know you're going Moltres, but I don't want to get double out, so... Goes right for Cudgel, as we're going to get to U-turn that for a lot of damage, as you can see. Do I want to reveal my Scarf now? It's really my only reliable way to revenge this, so... Let's go ahead and just throw off a Shadow Ball. Knock that Pokemon out, nice. And let's see who comes out next. I get the idea. They want to weaken my Scizor so Kyurem can do more work later, but I don't really know how all that's going to work out. Feeny can come in on this. It kind of just walls Moltres, as we talked about at the beginning of the video. So out comes Slowbro. Can't status me because of my terrain. I'm just going to knock off. Throws off a Future Sight. I don't want you teleporting here, so let's go ahead and taunt. And this is the turn that Future Sight goes off, so maybe Scizor to Roost is not a bad idea. Goes Kyurem. I don't know if I live this, but I can go for Roost and try. And then just bring out my Feeny again. I'm sure they U-turn, but it doesn't really matter to me. You're not going to get to freeze dry my Feeny, I'm sorry. And here I can U-turn. And this is where I can finally put on pressure. Let's go Ogerpon and actually try to KO something. We have Superpower. I'm just going to assume that that can do it. I don't know whether they'll predict it or not. But we knocked that out, yeah. Like, they don't have counters to this. This game really is just about not losing to Aerodactyl right now. That's what I need to not do. And then we'll be fine. Could be Dragon Dance, but we have Bullet Punch Mega Scizor and a full health. Well, Great Tusk is not a counter, but Feeny can probably live a hit too. Out comes Slowbro. I'm just going to play it safe and go Feeny. Like, there's no point in staying in to risk a power-up miss in my head. Let's just keep sturdy. Nature's Madness here. I'll taunt it. I don't really mind anything that this wants to do. And then we'll do the same thing as before. Go Scizor and Roost up on the Kyurem. No idea whether that's specs, like I said. But we're going to get that off. Could be Scarfed, I guess. Should I go U and just Moonblast, I think? I think that's the correct play. Yeah, it is Scarfed, so okay, that's what I thought. Oh, it's not. They were just predicting a switch back to Scizor. Okay, I get it, but we were able to deal with that Pokemon just fine, and I don't really need Feeny's help anymore. They can't set up with Aerodactyl in front of this because it gets in range of Bullet Punch Scizor. Is it Dragon Dance? Yeah, it is, but that's why I Moonblasted immediately. Knocks me out there. Bullet Punch should do the damage I need it to. There it is, and we're going to go ahead and win this one. Nice. We have another game. Volcarona is a threat. Wow. I really got to keep my sturdy on Ogerpon or that just wins because I don't have a water move on Feeny. Maybe I should replace... I don't even know if a water move would save me. It's really specially bulky after Quiver Dance, so... Maybe Power Gem Goldengo can cheese it. I don't know. I'm just going to lead off with Great Tusk into Lottie. Let's go Feeny here. I don't really value Feeny's health, but I also hope I don't get Luster Purge dropped because then I have to switch out again, which would be really tough. Maybe I can actually take it after the Luster Purge drop, for all I know. Feeny is really bulky on the special side. Goes for Luster Purge. Yeah, I can actually take it even if they drop me, so I guess I'll go for Moonblast. Moonblast and Nature's Madness is like the same thing, but one of them covers Ferrothorn better. So they opt to just put on pressure, which I understand. Now, the unfortunate thing is they double dropped me, meaning I can't actually safely switch out into anybody. I would love to go Goldengo, but they could mix it up here with a Mystical Fire. They don't want to, but they could have. So I go U here and I just Shadow Ball. I'm sure they switch, but you know, maybe they just want to put on pressure with the Lottie. They've played very button clicky so far, so who knows. Takes 34. This is not a good time to get knockoffed, so let's go Tusk. On the flip turn, I have to deal with Luster Purge again, huh? I mean, they're just going to Luster Purge based on how they played, so I'll just assume that and go hard Goldengo maybe. Oh, wait a minute. Are you not scouting here? Okay, you are. I was about to say. That's why I clicked the rocks instead. I didn't want to just go for this E-move immediately when, you know, that's just a bait, right? Plus, they got their Toxic Orb activated. I'm sure that was the main reason that they wanted to do that. Let's go Zapdos here on the Wish. They can pass that to whoever they want to, really. I'm just going to Volt Switch. They want to pass it to Lottie, so I'm going to go Goldengo here. They can pass it to Lottie for all I care. I'm just going to go out into this and then Shadow Ball. Yeah, that's the correct play, I think. They might opt to Mystical Fire because they can live the hit here. However, I don't know about this one. Goes Ferrothorn. We don't get the Spit F drop, but ours is only 20%, whereas theirs is like 50, right? So not a whole lot to complain about in that aspect. Those hazards have to go at some point or I lose to Volcarona. Actually, I don't know if I can afford to KO this right here. Well, actually, now that they knocked off my item, I can. Make It Rain might kill, so I'm just going to go for that as they protect. I wish I had Nasty Plot, man. I actually misplayed. I should have gone out into Great Tusk that turn, but didn't. Do it now on the Earthquake. I still think they switch out here. Like, it's so obvious that I have an Ice move. My win condition is the Ogre Pawn, so that's what I'm playing for. So they would have given it to me. Alright, let's go for ICMZ now. Yeah, but they just go Alamamola. There's nothing I can do about that. I just gotta make sure they don't get up hazards again. That's what matters here. Throws off a Wish. They want to pass that to Ferrothorn. Okay, wait. If they want to Wish again, who can I stop? What can stop the Ferrothorn here? Golden Go? Oh, they just flip. Okay, that's fine. Can you try to set up with the Volcarona so I can Power Gem you? I would be so happy. Just going for Mystical Fire. Okay. Scizor doesn't live that, unfortunately. What I have to do is go Scizor, Bullet Punch for chip if they want to give it to me, and then win the speed tie with my Ogre Pawn, and then maybe we have a chance here. A slim one at that, but... Okay, let's see. Can we win the speed tie, and if so, can we still win after? I don't think so. They might just risk it at this point, but they opt to go Alo, which I just Power Whip into, unless I want to make a prediction. I could. Yeah, they break my sturdy. Okay, so now it's really coming down to speed ties. Let's knock that out there. Volcarona is a threat. I go Zapdos here and try to beat this Mon. Do you have Stone Edge? Do you have a Rocky MZ? All good questions. Just goes Gliscor. Sure, just wants to click something like that. Yeah. Now we go U. SD up here to get a kill. SD up again on the Protect. Okay, we can get a kill here with Cudgel. That's big. They actually give me Gliscor, which feels like a mistake. I don't know. It's a scary play for them because now I can Volt Switch for free. Unless you have Stone Edge, but you would have clicked it by now, right? So I go U. I think I have to try to double out into Zapdos on the Zamazenta coming in. But I also can't overpredict at this point or I just lose. I feel like they might go Alamamola. Should I Power Whip, predicting that? I misplayed. I don't think I win that if I Cudgel anyway, so let's go ahead and forfeit. We have another game. Okay, I really want to Power Gem this Charizard, and I really want to sweep with Scizor, which it definitely can in this game if I can get rid of the Charizard, so that's going to be my priority. Let's lead off with Zapdos to pressure. Well, this works out pretty well for me. I would assume that you go out into Chansey here, not the Great Tusk, so we're going to go ahead and do this. Get up our rocks, I believe, on the Slowbro. Just bring out our Feeny. This matchup looks a lot more doable than the last one, so I'm hoping it goes well. Just gotta not make too many, like, insane misplays. So it goes for double Iron Bash. Would never sack that Mon off. Should I Heat Wave here in case they try to mix it up? Okay, they don't want to. Which I get. It's scary. Goes right for Soft Boiled. I'm just gonna throw off a Headlong Rush. We get a crit. They are Rocky Helmet. So they're going to switch out this turn. They kind of have to. Yeah, that crit's bad for them. I'm going to predict a Mungus. There we go. And we're able to do 79% to that Pokemon. Huge. Now they go back to Slowbro. So let's call that out with something. I guess Headlong Rush is the way to call that out, right? Oh, they actually mixed it up with their Great Tusk. It looks like it's a pretty offensive variant, too. Okay, so it wants to spin, obviously. I'm just going to get this in to get the Roost off. They shouldn't Ice Spinner here. I know they don't have a Z move. If I can get Static to punish that, that would be great. You don't stay in, right? Should I just Volt Switch out? I think you go Chansey here. Yeah, there you go. So, let's go U. Get up our rocks again. I think in this instance, I'm fine just, you know, getting damage on them. Let's get a lot of damage on them while we're at it. And then Zapdos is not safe right now. I think I have to go Scizor. Good mix-up. That's really smart by them. I'm going to U-turn out here because they can't afford to actually stay in. Allows me to bring out U. And is this where I SD up and try to just put in a ton of work? Because I kind of win if I do. But I don't think that's smart. I'm just going to go for the Ivy Cudgel and play it slow. Okay, they're making plays now. I see you. Well, Weather Ball is going to come out here. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, we're going for this, and we knock it out. Nice. So that's probably like the only threat I was worried about, and nice, we win. It's a shame that they forfeited, though, because had they not forfeited, I think that Scizor would have 6-0'd this game, but yeah, they basically knew it was over right there, so GG's. Okay, we're gonna try our best not to lose to whatever this is, because that would be really sad, but you know what? It has an Alomomola, so when you have that Pokemon, does it really matter what the rest of the team is, right? I'm gonna lead off with my Great Tusk here. Alright, hello Alomomola, we're doing this right away. I guess if you knock off my Feeney's leftovers, I would be a bit sad, but they just go for Toxic. I'll take your item now, thank you. Usually Toxic doesn't run knockoff, so that's kind of what I'm hoping for here. Brings out Cradily leftovers. Yeah, there goes those. And this is a good chance for me to just go Scizor and U-turn. I really don't think you can stay in here, right? That's just a mistake. My win condition is the Ogerpon, but I gotta weaken Beware and the Aggron first. And then it can just win the game by itself, but not till that. So out comes Alomomola. Or I can use it as a breaker early. Let's go out into that here and click Power Whip. Because at least then I'm getting damage on one of the two things I need weakened. Or maybe Drapion if they want to do that. But they just sack off the Aloe, so goodbye to that thing. That makes my game a lot easier. Brings out the Aggron. Zapdos can wall this. Great Tusk is okay, but I think Zapdos is safer. Okay, I'm not scared of that. I can just Heat Wave you forever. How offensive are you? Jeez. Okay, well, they get staticked, but this was getting 1v1'd anyway. I don't want to roost on EQ if they want to make that call. Did I try to roost up now? Maybe. They actually called it out. It was going to happen, but, you know, it's fine. Let's go you and kind of win the game here. Goodbye. Maybe I shouldn't have done that, but, you know, I really didn't think they would actually Earthquake. Oh, I have the ICMZ. Hold on. Does this just kill? If it does, I think we're good. Goodbye. All right. Well, I mean, unsurprisingly, this game wasn't very competitive, but we're going to go ahead and deal with this Beware right now using Headlong Rush. I think I can do that safely, right? Like, at this point, I'm trying to win with Scizor. Maybe this will be my Scizor sweep game, funnily enough. Did you just go Drain Punch? Okay, I don't like that. Let's go U and Moonblast it. Why am I getting swept by this right now? Can you not? Make It Rain should do the rest of the damage I need. There we go. Okay, let's not get swept by a Beware in 2026. Out comes Drapion. Okay, well, this thing is just going to die to Golden Go, it looks like, and then Cradily can't win. We're getting this kill with Scizor. I don't care. They might forfeit, but let's SD up. Start bullet punching. The nice thing about low ladder players is they don't forfeit too early, but yeah, okay, there's the forfeit. We'll go ahead and move on. We're seeing a lot of cool Pokemon today. This player has a Delmise, which is really nice, but Zapdos is going to really help with walling that. What I want to do is, okay, we see another potential target for the Power Gem. They're going to lead Lando, aren't they? They're not going to lead off with something that doesn't do well into Ogerpon, I think. Ogerpon's my win con, but there's a lot of scary threats here. I really think that Scizor can win if I can get the Power Gem off again. You know what? They do lead Lando. I said they were leading Lando. I knew they were leading Lando, and I still did this. You know what? At this point, I'm kind of tilted over the fact that I did that, to the point where I just want to make it rain. Are you Earthquaking me? No, you're getting up a rock. So we made the right play in the end. We'll double out here into Great Tusk, predicting the King Gambit. There we go. Let's go ahead and get up my own rocks. I don't even know if this lives, but we're going to find out right now. You want to take my hit or not? Absolutely not. So rocks are staying up the entire game. This is screaming a Z move, so that's what I'm going to predict here. And yeah, I think this worked out really well. Goes ahead and gets crit by Heat Wave. Thank you for that. Okay, let me slow down. Usually I throw away games like this for no reason because I'm playing too fast, so... They knock me out there, that's fine. I get kills with Feeny now, so we can go Feeny and Moonblast. Sacks off the Lando. Is it Zardex? I don't think Zardex can win either, but I would love to get my Defog off just to ensure. No, it's Zardwy. Okay, that's what I thought it would be. Goes for Solar Beam again. I don't even have to click Power Gem. I can just Shadow Ball here and knock them out. So goodbye to that. And yeah, maybe that Make It Rain into Lando is careless in the last game, but it worked out, so I'm not going to kick myself too hard for that. Let's go ahead and play smarter here, though. I definitely want to... If I can get a Scizor sweep by the end of this video, that would be great, but this is probably the last game, so it's now or never, really. I gotta knock out the Zapdos, and then maybe it can happen, which Great Tusk will help do. Let's actually lead Scizor into an Urshifu that I can't see. Hello? Okay, there you are. I was about to say, what's that? So, I'll go Zapdos here. No static. They might have the item that just allows them to not get staticked. Future Sight. Alright, I'm just going to throw off my Z move here, predicting Zapdos. It's got to be Zapdos. I guess they could go Urshifu. Okay, they go T-Tar, so I'm glad I didn't waste it. Future Sight goes off this turn, so what do I want to do? I'm thinking Tapu Fini. I really think they're doubling to Zapdos, but I can't go out into a mon that takes advantage of that as well. Okay, so they just have to knock off. Let's throw off a Nature's Madness. That is max attack Tyranitar. It might be faster than me, but they generally don't run that much speed. Wait, I have knockoff. Can that just kill with the sand combination? That would be really funny. They might scout here, but it crits them. I think that plus sand might have killed anyway, though, so I don't know. Out comes Treads. It wants to spin. We all know it wants to spin. You know what? I'm going to spin block, because it actually opts to click Stellar Rocks, so I was completely wrong. But I think that's okay. I want to get damage on this and then try to revenge it using Ogerpon. Goes for high horsepower. Why do you not have the other thing? Earthquake. Are you that afraid of your own grassy terrain, I guess? That would be why. Tries to rapid spin on some sort of over prediction, but I have no reason not to just spam Shadow Ball in my opinion, so that's what we're going to do. And now we're going to go U. Click rapid spin. And then we're going to get this kill. And then if you don't forfeit the game, my Scizor can maybe actually sweep a team, but who knows. This should kill. I think it does enough. And my Scizor wins. It's just a matter of whether or not you want to stick around to let it happen. I think they're just going to forfeit, I'm going to be honest, but I'm really hoping that Scizor can do the job here. Yeah, they just go ahead and forfeit, unsurprisingly. Every game that Scizor could potentially win, we don't even get to play out, but I guess it is what it is. We'll go ahead and wrap it up there because it has been over a 30-minute video. I am glad that I decided not to put that stall game in the video because, one, like I said, I literally won that game and I ended up losing due to 2 Nature's Madness misses, but more importantly, it was like a 15-minute game, and we were able to make this like an 8-game video because I decided to exclude that. So definitely happy with that decision. Well, my plan was to go ahead and wrap this up, but it's not even been 30 minutes yet, so we'll go ahead and play this game right here. My Ogerpon outside of Trick Room looks really strong, so that's what I want to use to try to win. Let's go ahead and lead off with my... I want to leave Feeny, but if they lead off with something like Hatterene, that's just annoying. Do I really care about my Choice Scarf? Obviously not, right? So let's go ahead and trick them. Now they're basically forced to switch out, so I would anticipate that the Alolan Marowak comes out, right? That would make sense to me. Oh, I'm so dumb. I literally thought they got tricked, and then I realized nothing happened because they traced my ability. That's literally never a scenario I run into, so... Alright, we might end up losing pretty fast, huh? Player off is going to come out here. Let's just go U on the player off. And then they're going to Fire Fang. Do you not have Fire Fang? You would have already clicked it, right? SD, that's fine. Okay, well that was not ideal at all. I think they might end up going out into their Hatterene, or maybe the Cresselia? I don't know. I'm just going to Headlong Rush and see what happens. I would love to try to get up rocks, but I think they're probably going to go out into the Hatterene here. And I want to do some damage to that Pokemon. I guess P2 can maybe come back in, but I don't know if that's smart for them. This Mawile is going to be tricky to outplay, though. I hope they just sack it off right here. That would be perfect for my Ogerpon, but I don't think that's what's going to be happening. Really what I need to do is get my Fenian after Hatterene is dead, and then I can taunt whatever Trick Room setter they try to use. Okay, we're going to go for rocks. If you go out into Hatterene right here, good play, but I really got to try to get up these rocks, so... There's Trick Room. We go U, I think. I wonder if Mawile has, like, knockoff. Okay, there's an Ursaluna in front of me now. Just gonna hope you never predict. Goes for Fire Punch. Then they go for Facade. And then you go for Fire Punch again, right? Okay, Headlong Rush. That's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and... I think Volt Switch attempt here? Or do I Heat Wave? Okay, they knocked me out. That's fine. I'm going to bring out my Ogerpon now and start to do some work with Swords Dance. Hopefully they don't stay in, but they might. Goes Porygon. This will die to the Superpower here. I will have to lose some attack stat, which is annoying because then Cresselia can come out and be a problem. However, if I can land this, then we'll do a lot. Actually, almost KO it, which is nice. I would assume an attack here to break my Sturdy. Yeah, there we go. And this is a good chance to go ahead and double into Golden Go again, maybe? Or do I just Moonblast? I think I'll just Moonblast. In case Ursaluna wants to come out and be annoying. Oh, Lunar Dance. Okay, that's fine. I mean, like I said, I'm trying to win with my Ogerpon, so... 2 Trick Room turns. Don't go for knockoff. Come on, you don't want to do that, right? Surely, play rough, yeah. Okay, now they might go for knockoff. But I'm hoping they play rough again and don't kill, predicting my Great Tusk. That would be great. No pun intended. That was not meant to be a pun. They do go for knockoff, so Great Tusk would have been a good play. Headlong Rush here. Sacks off the Alolan. Okay. So they're going to go Hatterene to get up the Trick Room again. Looks like this is stronger. So we bring them down to 14. They might Misty Explosion now, is what I'm thinking. There we go. So 3 turns. I have 3 Pokemon. I don't know if the Mawile has... What's it called? A move to KO me with. How do I do this correctly? You on the play rough. If they have Sucker Punch, I think I just lose, but that's just what it is at this point. They knock off. Nice. That's what I needed, because now I have 2 Pokemon to win the game with, and I think that's going to cost them. So we Moonblast here. They really should have just spammed play rough, but they didn't for some reason, so now I get an extra turn. I mean, if they didn't have Sucker Punch, it might have still been okay. I think I would have actually always won, because I just bring this out after sacking the Ogerpon, Headlong Rush this, and then ICMZ the Ursaluna, right? So there's that, and then we can ICMZ this guy here and knock it out. And we still have our Ogerpon if necessary, but I'm hoping I don't have to use that. And yeah, we'll go ahead and pick up a win. Nice. If they want to send out their bear, there we go. This should pick it off, and we'll win the game right there. So yeah, it didn't really matter that they didn't double play rough. Great Tusk would have had it anyway. So yeah, there we go. We end up at 1756. I don't know what that means, but we're going to go ahead and call that the video. So 1756, where is that on the ladder? That is top 100, hopefully. We're number 102, so barely not top 100, but I'll still take it. This video went very well. I think we lost like 1 game. 2 if you count that stall game. But yeah, I'll go ahead and see you next time. Later.